The details of the 2025 STELLA SW have been officially revealed. Ohayo, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Hi everyone, welcome back to JFTN, Japan Fishing Tackle News. On January 10th, 2025, Shimano has officially revealed the details of the new 2025 STELLA SW. In this video, let's take a closer look at all the exciting features of this new model together. As always, please remember that all thoughts and predictions shared here are purely the personal opinions of the JFTN staff. Our views are not absolute, and we understand that everyone may have different perspectives. We hope you enjoy this as one of many viewpoints. Alright, let's dive right into Shimano's special site. Wow, there's a lot of new information here. This is it, the new STELLA SW. I've been really looking forward to this. Let's take a closer look. Looking at the main visual, the body colour seems brighter compared to the previous model. It feels somewhat similar to the Vanford, doesn't it? The drag knob doesn't seem to have changed much. It's not a large spool edge filling design like Daiwa's models. About the handle base, some people had concerns about this part, but from the images, it looks like the handle is still foldable this time. Maybe that's a bit disappointing for some. And here's something surprising. This release only includes the 10,000 and 14,000 sizes. That's unexpected. Of course, Shimano will likely add more sizes later, but for now, there are no medium or extra large models. So if you want to try it right away, you'll have to choose from these two sizes. The price is set at 160,000 yen. It's actually more expensive than the new Saltiga. Seriously? Considering how much Daiwa increased their prices, I'm honestly surprised by Shimano's bold pricing on the new Stella. Alright, let's refocus and scroll down. What's this? Infinity Connect? It seems to be a concept that combines reels, rods and gear into one system. Looks like there's a special site for it, so I'll check it out in more detail later. Oh, there's a concept movie here. Let's watch it right away.
What does it take to conquer the impossible? It may require more than you expect.
I'll just highlight the key points. But this concept video focuses on casting for tuna, judging by the reel size, probably yellowfin tuna, casting games for amberjack, and GT, giant trevally casting. Notice anything? It's all casting games. There's not a single scene of jigging in this video. Is Shimano focusing only on casting games this time because they want to highlight that aspect? Or maybe other models weren't ready in time, so they decided to center everything around casting? Hard to say. Oh, here's an explanation about Infinity Connect, or so I thought. But it just says, to be continued. If you'd like to watch the full concept video, please head over to the Shimano Japan or Shimano Australia YouTube channels. Alright, let's take a closer look at the new features. Oh, here it is. The brand new drag system, Double X Tough Drag. This name was actually registered as a trademark by Shimano not long ago, and many people guessed it would be part of the new STELLA SW. And as it turns out, they were exactly right. So, what makes this Double X Tough Drag special? In the previous 2019 Stella Street Southwest, there was only a large carbon drag washer on the bottom. But now, Shimano has added another one on the top, sandwiching the drag system between two large carbon washers. This design boosts drag durability even more. And when combined with the familiar heat sink drag, Shimano says it can reduce drag performance loss by a solid 30% compared to the previous model. That's a big deal for offshore casting games. Whether you're locking down the drag for a power fight or letting the fish run with a bit of drag, having a more durable drag system can make a huge difference in landing fish. This is one reason why cheaper reels can be hard to trust in these situations. I'm definitely excited to test this out on different fish species. Wait, hold on a second. Infinity loop? On an offshore reel? Wow, I did not see that coming. I mean, it makes sense since casting distance is so important in offshore fishing, but I never thought Shimano would put infinity loop on the STELLA SW. Now, it looks like this isn't just the same super slow oscillation from smaller reels. Shimano has fine-tuned it specifically for the SW series. First, the oscillation pitch has been slowed down to about half of the previous model. It's still coarser than what you'd find on light reels, but definitely finer than before. Second, Shimano redesigned the angle of the worm shaft's rotation. This change helps the line lay flat and evenly on the spool, even when the spool changes direction at the top and bottom. Third, the spool now wraps the line at different pitches depending on its movement. When the spool moves upward, meaning the line is being wrapped from top to bottom, it uses a finer pitch. This helps the line release smoothly during casting, giving you better distance. On the other hand, when the spool moves downward, wrapping the line from bottom to top, it uses a coarser pitch. This prevents the line from digging in when a fish pulls hard, making it safer and more reliable during powerful fights in offshore fishing. It's clear Shimano put a lot of thought into adapting infinity loop for offshore use. And since thicker lines are common in offshore fishing, the usual backlash concerns with infinity loop might not be as much of an issue here. But whether this feature is actually useful or not? Well, I'll have to try it out myself to know for sure. Maybe, just maybe, for those who aren't fans of infinity loop, Shimano might release jigging-specific models without it, possibly? Next up is Infinity Cross. Honestly, this feels like a natural addition. It's a feature designed to improve gear durability, and ever since Infinity Cross was introduced, the reel's winding torque seems to have increased. So it makes perfect sense for this to be included in SW reels. Oh, here we have the anti-twist fin. Since infinity loop is already included, this feature feels like a logical choice. But still, it's a bit surprising. I wonder how durable the material of this fin actually is. Now, the ARC spool is being highlighted. Since it's been around for a while, I was surprised at first. But after reading the explanation, it seems this version of the ARC spool has a shallower design on the upper part of the spool ring. This design helps reduce trouble when using infinity loop. Here's something interesting. If the surface of the spool ring ever gets scratched, you can replace just the ring itself. This is a service available only through Shimano's after-sales support, but still, being able to replace the spool ring separately is impressive. The spool ring is a crucial part because it's where the line makes contact during casting. Any scratches here could seriously damage the line, potentially causing it to snap. So being able to replace only the ring is incredibly useful. And though it might be a bit early to think about this, if you ever plan to resell the reel after heavy use, you could simply replace the scratched spool ring and sell it in much better condition. Next, we have the familiar X-Protect and X-Shield. These are systems designed to prevent water intrusion by placing seals at key points. Especially in areas like the line roller, Shimano uses special water-repellent grease and a labyrinth structure to block water. However, it seems there's been a slight change to the X-Shield. Compared to the previous model, it now appears that a new seal has been added to the line roller area. Also, whether it's part of X-Shield or X-Protect isn't clear, but a new waterproof feature has been added to the handle knob. From the looks of it, the handle knob itself includes this waterproofing. So if you're thinking about swapping out the handle knob, you might want to be careful. Now, let's check about the drag knob. As expected, it's about 25% larger in diameter compared to the previous model. However, it's worth repeating that, unlike the Daiwa Saltiga or Certati SW, this isn't a maximized knob. Instead, it's designed with a broader edge. I'd love to compare how this actually feels in use against the Saltiga. Here's something about Infinity Connect. This concept seems to focus on enhancing casting performance by integrating the rod, reel, and line as a complete system. The three main benefits are improved casting feel, increased casting distance, and better line strength retention. These advantages sound like a huge benefit for offshore casting or targeting big fish from rocky shores. But I can't help but wonder, how much would it cost to get all these tackles? It looks like the STELLA SW after-service program is starting. Unfortunately, the JDM model is only available in Japan, but if you request an overhaul and full maintenance course once a year by the end of May 2031, the cost of replacement parts will be free. You'll only need to pay the basic fee of 4,510 yen. The service period is from June 1st to May 31st each year, and free parts replacement is only for parts Shimano deems necessary. Scratches, corrosion, and bail deformation are not covered. But still, this is an amazing service. It makes me wonder if this after-service will be available for the global model as well. Next, let's move on to the impressions from professional anglers. These impressions are all based on casting for large fish, as expected. It seems that everyone is particularly impressed by the XX Tough Drag and has a very positive impression of it. Finally, let's talk about the features. The X rigid rotor doesn't seem to have changed much. The X rigid handle, though, is something new. It looks like it's stronger than before. The high rigidity arm cam is made from strong metal and has a smooth surface due to its plating, which reduces damage to the line. Oh, and the STELLA SW comes with a special line roller. It's treated with diamond-like carbon, which reduces friction with the line. It also seems to have waterproof seals, as shown in the X-Shield image. The durability is said to be more than 10 times greater compared to models without this feature. Though we're not sure exactly where this number comes from, it sounds impressive. There's also a mechanism to prevent the line roller from loosening. This seems to be a response to the issue some users reported with the 2022 STELLA, where the line roller screw could loosen, causing wobbling. Now, let's talk about the Psi 4 Plus handle knob. The 2019 model had an egg-shaped knob from the 10,000 size, but the 2025 model has a round Psi 4 Plus knob, just like the 8,000 size from the previous model. Moving on to the technology, we have Shimano's familiar Hagane concept, Hagane gear, X-ship, and Hagane body. There's also the surprising Infinity Loop. It improves the durability of the gears, Infinity Cross, and Infinity Drive, just like the previous models. The heat sink drag improves drag heat dissipation, and silent drive reduces noise. The anti-twist fin maintains line tension during retrieval, and X-Shield and X-Protect improve waterproof performance. There's also the XX Tough Drag, a new ARC spool shape, rigid support drag, SARB, and a one-piece bail. As for the lineup, there are only 3 models, which feels a bit disappointing. Shimano's new releases, especially reels, often have uncertain release dates, so it seems like they're prioritizing these models to focus on the main highlights for now. However, I secretly hope there are different designs for the 8,000 size and larger sizes, so I'll wait for more updates with an open mind. As for the specs, they don't seem to have changed much, but the weight has increased by 10 grams, probably due to the added parts for Infinity Loop. The drag strength remains the same, and unfortunately, the 2025 STELLA SW costs 160,000 yen. It's 10,000 yen more than the same size Daiwa Saltiga. The previous model was 132,400 yen, so this is an increase of 27,600 yen. The reason for the price hike is said to be the rising cost of aluminum, especially for large reels that use a lot of aluminum alloys. These reels are particularly affected by this cost increase. So, that's the STELLA SW. What do you think? To be honest, the Infinity Loop was quite unexpected. The 2019 model was already so well made that I was excited to see how it would evolve. I was surprised that they've focused on casting performance for offshore reels too. I think additional sizes will likely be announced in the fall or winter of 2025. and I'm looking forward to seeing how it develops. And of course, just like the Saltiga, I'll be reviewing this Stella SW. I'm planning to buy the same size and compare them head to head, so if you're interested, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.